Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, missed that song, man.
I
Been
know,
a
it's
while.
been a minute. Just doing some light reading, you guys. Getting ready for the show. Brian,
Doing some light reading, huh?
that picture of the intro, the grub picture.
Yes.
Is that an AI generated picture, Brian?
It might have been.
That's pretty awesome, man. That was a really cool picture, but I can say there was like one that looked like it was eating itself or something, and
Yeah.
like, that's not right.
I try to do the AI ones so we don't get copyright strikes
Yeah, man,
or
that's awesome.
crazy
I love
things
it.
like that.
That's cool.
But yeah.
Right on.
But welcome KOTG Tuesday. We're back.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody, man. We're hopping in the chat already. Trying to keep
Big
up
night.
with everybody. Good
People
to see
jacked
Rob.
up.
Crazy
weren't sure
About
if we were gonna
Grass
be
is
here tonight.
back. Yeah. Crazy storms, man. That's what.
Yeah.
Phew.
You guys are getting some crazy tornadoes.
Yeah, we've been having our tornado alarms went off at 1:30 in the morning last night, so
Ooh.
it's always fun. Yeah, storms are just popping up. We've had like record amount of tornadoes in the state of Iowa this year. There's been so many, like every week.
That's crazy.
Wild.
We've had snow the last couple of days. Nothing really sticking, but I drove up North Salt Lake today. It was in and around close to the mountains, and people had snow on their lawns. So it's kind of weird to see that bright green grass and then peeking through the snow. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've had some decent weather. We've been windy, a lot of rain, and then some nice warm weather. So it's hard to get an opportunity to put down any kind of liquids, but it's been nice for not getting too hot with the breeze.
Yeah. We talked about planting some of our garden boxes, stuff like that. My wife's like, well, let's just wait. Because we always get snow in May, and sure enough.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
First weekend.
Our big thing is it's been raining so much. I mean, just trying to find an opportunity to mow. It's like with your spring flush and the temperatures the way they are, it's growing like crazy. So it's like your one day you can mow, it's soaking wet, and then you mow and then it's grown 3-4 inches. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So gotta mow as much as you can right now to keep up with it. That's what like me and the neighbor were talking. He's like, I just mowed yesterday, but I'm gonna have to mow again tomorrow because it's gonna rain the next 3 days, and I don't want to go into that without, So he's like, even though it's only a day or two, he's like, I still gotta take off. It's gonna grow half an inch in that time, so might as well just mow it down. So
yeah,
I said, I hear you.
Trim the tips off.
Yep,
that's for sure.
Just the tip.
Olee, when are you shooting to get back in the yard? It sounds like you're feeling a little bit better. You think you'd be out there soon, or have you already been out there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. I mowed today. I could almost bale hay, but I'll probably have to do some raking or cleanup the next day or so. But I got to mow today, and it felt good to mow. So,
do you have a lawn like a sweeper at all?
No.
Those things actually work. Those things actually work pretty dang good. Those little pull behind sweepers, they actually work pretty good.
Hopefully I get a bagging system eventually. Maybe I can bag. I may even try to start mulching if I mow often enough. So, but
just leave that grass flap down and just let it all sit inside there, see what happens.
Yeah, there you go.
It will mulch leaves pretty good if they're dry, but not when it's let's see, it was probably pushing 10 inches tall because I'd missed some stuff, and I cut it at 3.5 today, so it was flat, slinging the clippings.
Jeez.
It was probably a good 10, 11 foot of spray pattern.
Yeah.
So, that's funny. That's
wild.
Well, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, so let's jump into it. But we're gonna grab a glass first and keep off the grass. Hey,
I've been getting down on these lately. This zero sugar AW root beer. I don't know, man.
They're good.
Yeah, it tastes just like regular root beer, and I don't know. That's been like my only cheat. This is like my only cheat I've had for a while.
That's nice. But I got a new one tonight. New Mountain Dew.
Ooh,
this one is called Purple Thunder.
That's awesome.
It is a plum or
Ugh.
berry plum flavor. So kind of interesting.
Do a lot of
How
these
do
flavors that you get, Brian, are they all like what is it, like single run type things, like, or do they continue to offer?
Some of them are, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
some of them
like
I haven't
limited
seen
edition.
again.
Those things.
hmm
Okay,
That's the
Sometimes
ones
they'll come
where
back.
to get those.
you have the new Mountain Dew flavors. Like you have it in your hand drinking it before I even know that they're coming out with a new
Yeah,
flavor.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, there's a couple other ones I haven't even shown yet. I'll get to those
Ooh.
another time, but they're kind of like the summer blend. There's 2 other ones, so we'll show those another time. But
Nice.
yeah, Mountain Dew's going hard right now with lots of different flavors out. So what do
You
you
need to get them.
Nope.
You need to get them to hook you up.
I know.
You just got to feature their cans in more of your Instagram.
Well,
posts,
yeah, I
like
do
cut
need
your
to
grass and put it on your lawn, and
Ah.
kind of get the sun kind of shining off of it.
I do need to take some pictures of these cans and stuff. They're pretty far behind on that part.
Yeah.
But
All right.
we want to talk about some grubs and
man.
general lawn pests in our yard. So we're kind of feeling it's about that time, May-ish. People are start kind of seeing these little buggers coming out into the lawn and doing stuff. So we're going to kind of go a little off of prevention right now and see how that goes. So has anybody seen anything yet, or you guys are still, we're all kind of in prevention mode, right? We're not treating anything.
I saw
I got-
a beetle like a week or so ago, but that's it. So I don't know if that was just a premature little guy and there's more coming, but nothing's, the roses haven't started kind of popping up yet. So, I haven't seen anything yet. So I'm hopeful, but yeah, there's lots of spring left to go. Ooh, ants. You're dealing with that?
Yeah.
No.
On my hill. So like, my
Ah.
hill's kind of the, just anything goes up there. I mean, but yeah, so I got tons of ant hills and I mean, a lot. And so I actually went out and bought some specific ant killer concentrate that I'm going to make up and spray those probably this weekend. It's just getting that time, where it's not raining every single day and I can actually do it. But yeah, I got a ton of them and they're big. Like I tried mow, a little bit up the hill with just a push mower to keep it knocked down a little bit. And it's like, so I'll be going and I can tell I hit one because, the blades
Just
and everything
right
will hit
away.
it. So I'll just, go over there and take the deck and lower the deck down right on
Yeah.
top. Right on. As
Mow
it's
it
sitting on
down.
top of the anthill, I just lower the deck all the way down, just let whoa, go
Hold
back
it
up
there a
and
second.
just throwing ants out the side and everything. But no, I got a lot of ant hills. I mean, I probably got 20 of them up there. They're just, I mean,
Are they
big
fire ants?
No, they're just black
Just
ants.
big
We don't have fire ants around here.
Gotcha.
So
You
nope,
just
just
need to
black
get
ants.
you some Bife and 2 ounces in a gallon of water and kick the top off and
Yeah, so
Sure.
I was going to ask you guys that. That's one thing I want to talk about. So, for like the ant hills, is it just mix up in your pump sprayer and just spray the heck out of it, or should I just make a 5-gallon bucket of the stuff and just literally I was thinking about taking a shovel or like something, or even like my pro plugger and pro plug into the middle of that ant hill and just pour a whole bunch of that crap right down in the middle of that ant hill. I was thinking about that, because
Yeah.
like I said,
I
hey,
normally get
it's up on my hill, so I'm not worried about it as much. It's almost like an experimental area that I can play around with it. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that, just pouring the bucket down there versus spraying it, because it's hammered. Just
What
soak
I
it.
know.
Well, I
What
wonder
it is-
though, because if is spraying it, is that supposed to be sufficient to kill the whole nest or whatever it's called, the hill? What do you call
I think
them?
you got to get the queen.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
gotta get the queen.
So what are
That's
they? What's the actual recommendations on what to do?
spray
like-
it.
I don't
Just spray
But I-
it.
But honestly, I
over and
don't know.
over?
I don't know if they're talking about a anthill. It's this deep though. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to try and
Yeah.
do it that way.
Sure.
But actually, I've been reading a lot. They just say boiling water. If you just get boiling water and pour it right over the anthill, that'll do it as well. So I was actually thinking about okay, I got my fire pit on the very top of my hill. I was thinking about firing that thing up, get some, then just go out. It's got a grilling grate on it and everything. So I was thinking about just come down, get a pan of water, go stick it up there, let it boil, and then walk away, do something. When it's boiling, come back and just walk it over and just pour
Yep.
it on the anthills.
Give it a little drip. Yeah.
Be kind of fun to play around with and mess around with, but
But like you said, it's got to get down their little trails down to where the queen is. So however deep that is.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm thinking just spraying over the top. It's just going to get kind of that, maybe that top layer, but it's not going to actually get down deep inside there. But I don't know.
What about the baits? The bait stuff, like you can shake bait on it and they take it down to them.
Yeah, isn't that the 7 dust? I've used that on some ants before. You kind of shake it around.
Yep.
And they take it home with them. And
yeah, what's weird though is like I don't, no ant hills on the actual yard, and like we don't get them in the house or anything like that. But I mean, there's a ton up on the hill. So
yeah. Do you guys have like a pest company come around and spray the outside of your house or lawn?
I don't. If I have like just bought some stuff and sprayed around the exterior of my house in years past, but no. That I always get those
home defense stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I always get the random knocks on the door from the guys. Hey, we're just in the area today, special only. Bill. Bill down the street. He's a great guy. He said, "Come up here and talk to you." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Which house is Bill at?" "Oh, the one down there." I'm like, "No, I don't know any Bills that live down there."
So hey, that's how they got my wife like a week or so ago, man. She's like, "It's only $119." I'm like, "Babe, that's the same stuff that Pesty sprayed. Like, you can get a concentrate." She said, "Whatever, fine. I'm too lazy anyway." The guy did. He walked around and he did everything, which was fine, cool, whatever. Yeah. $120, we're out, but it's done. Whatever. Yeah, I get it. Like, the jug itself costs like $130. So, and they probably use a small fraction of that each time they fill their giant tank.
Yeah, exactly.
They got us, but now it's done.
I just love it. I just love it. It's one of the same story. We're only in the neighborhood for today. We came out here to do one.
Well, that's exactly.
We're going to give you the neighborhood discount while we're here.
We're going to be back. Some of your neighbors, we're scheduled with some of your neighbors, and we could probably squeeze you in next week. We'll send a guy back, get you your line. Yeah.
It's such a gimmick.
Okay, yeah. We'll give you a 50% discount, 120. Yep. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They do it good though. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but whenever they say something about like, oh, what's the name down the street, like unless it's a real name, be like, oh, right. Who's that again? And you'll see him stumble. It's pretty fun.
Oh, man. That's
but
awesome.
All
right.
So you guys just kind of spray around your house, and then you guys deal with your lawns. Got ants. Look like Rob, Crazy About Grass, said he saw one grub already.
Really?
Out in his lawn. So do you guys, and I can't remember who it was, I put it up there, but is there any other signs except for, like, what are signs of grubs? Like, how do you know if you've got grubs unless you're out there digging and stuff? Dead grass?
Maybe, yeah. In right now, it's unless, especially in the Midwest, you shouldn't have grubs right now. Right now, you're in prevention of grubs. May is typically when I put mine down. But really, grubs you're looking for, like Bill said, looking for those June bugs, the beetles. As soon as you see those, that's when you got to get out there and you got to put down your preventative. Your first sign of June bugs, put down your preventative. Get it down in the yard, and then that's going to prevent them from popping up in the fall. So you may still have some grubs now in the lawn, but they're not like you need to kill those with like a 24-hour kill.
So the grubs that we're seeing, like, let's just say, like, if what was it, LTZ said he saw one. If you do see one now, it'll be one of the adult looking ones that were from like last fall or something.
Yeah, I think
over winter or something maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then those guys turn into the adult beetles, which then lay eggs. So that's why when you see the beetles popping up, they say about 4 weeks or so later is when those eggs will start hatching, and those little baby grubs will be super hungry and munch all through summer and into fall. And then the cycle repeats maybe one more time. Yeah, that's I was looking at the Mizzou site, at least for Missouri, it was like you were saying, this is the time for prevention, especially if you had lots of like beetles or had damage last year, put it down now. Yeah.
And I think probably the number one mistake people make, and
well, not now, but in the spring,
it's just misinformation. And it's how they market the product too, because like GrubX, it literally will say on there like kills grubs. So people have grubs in the fall, and they'll go out and buy GrubX, and it doesn't kill the actual grubs that are already established.
Right.
And so that's, for for years, that's my thought was the same thing, you know, like, okay, it's GrubX, it says killer. I've actually found that it's pretty hard. Like most stores have your preventative, but not every store carries like the 24-hour killer for the grub. And so, you know, if you have them, go with the 24-hour, which I think Dilox is the main ingredient that you're shooting for with that.
All right, so is there
right.
other stuff besides GrubX? I mean, there's liquid things or whatever, but
well, GrubX, you're just buying you're just looking
got-
for the active ingredient. Basically, is all you're looking for. It's just a granular brand that's easy to put down. It's readily available, big box store. But yeah, to Olee's point, I mean, he's got the acetylprin there, but that's a 4-ounce container there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so 4-ounce container. It's a concentrate. You're going to mix it up. And you're going to spray it. It's just a different ingredient. You know, I mean, we were talking before the show, and what we came up. There's 3 or 4 or 5 different ingredients that you could use. And it seems like every company's maybe got a little different combination, or they use a different one. But yeah, I mean, most of it.
But this also is preventative and curative. Army worm also. Don't forget
I
about the
I was
army
looking
worms.
at into those to see if that was the same or different kind of treatment. I wasn't sure.
Was that a 1-year thing?
Months. Huh? Yeah.
Army worms.
And it
Is that a 1 year?
It may never happen again.
That's crazy. It's kind of like cicadas, right?
But I won't get caught with my pants down this time.
Yeah. So how much is something like that, Olee? Are we talking
This is $95 from Chemical Warehouse. It's 4 ounces. I run 16 ounces to the acre.
Okay.
So I need 48 ounces for the 3 acres. And I believe that gives you about 5 months of prevention, army worm, grub, you name it. And it's something in North Carolina that you would do now. And I hope to spray this week. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm hoping to be spraying next day or so.
Yeah.
Now, what you have like Japanese beetles or something? Is that what they were called? June beetles, Japanese?
The Japanese beetles is what lays the eggs that turn into grubs that we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a few different ones, but maybe the timings are off a little bit. But that's the main one that I think a lot of people think about when they think of grubs is those freaking, because those things are like swarms, man. They're nasty suckers, dude. They're gross.
That year I used those traps. I was catching those. I was catching gallon Ziploc bags,
smelly little suckers
per day. And the reason I was doing that is because it was saying that I want to say that one female could lay 60 eggs. So that's possibly 60 grubs. You know, I guess all of them probably don't survive, but you just think of one female laying 60 eggs. And I was catching them, you know, Ziploc gallon bag per day, easy. You know, I was looking to slim down population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get them away from different areas too, right? Because they all kind of hone in on wherever that's at. So if you can put that somewhere away from like your flowers and all that kind of shit away, you know, if some do happen to land.
They tear up our double knockouts and they tear up our blueberry bushes.
Yeah. So it's not just about your lawn. It's the damn beetles too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're ruining the flowers. They're, you know, tearing up they get on all your stuff in the garden. You know, they eat everything in the garden. So whatever you can, I think it's pretty crazy. Like when I was looking into the blueberries and it was, you know, how to prevent the beetles on the blueberries.
They recommended that.
Yep. Because this gets into soil, and then when they eat the roots, you know, it takes care of.
Doesn't that one like attack their nervous system? Is I think
I believe
what's the active ingredient in Celprin? It's that chlori.
It's a big old C word. It's a big old C word.
Chlorantriprazole or something.
Something pole. 18%.
Chloranthropol or something. Yeah, but
that's what's in Scott's GrubX right there. That's the same thing.
That's what I was gonna say. So that literally what you have is But what's that? What percentage is that bottle there? What
18.4.
18%.
So that's 18.4. Grubx has like, I want to say it's like 0.4, or it's very small. So
Yeah.
you're
But that's
buying
on a granular, and the
It's on
thing to think
granular.
about, got to water it in.
Yep, you got to water in, it's granular. So it comes down to your approach. You know, do you want to buy a concentrate, which, you know, to Ole's point, you're buying 4 ounces for $100, but it's a lot stronger, you know, and whatnot. But whereas the Grubx, you know, it's easy. You throw it in a spreader, you put it down, it's going to rain, or you irrigation, throw it in, whatever. But it's such a small percentage. You know what I mean? So even a bag of Grubx can be, let's just say, $50, but you're only getting like 0.2 or 0.4. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what it is. Someone can Google it in the chat if you're bored, but it's a small percentage.
Does that, I mean, I would imagine though, that's probably still like, this is
effective.
because they want it. Yeah, they don't want it to not work. Maybe it's not
Correct.
as concentrated as like, because Ole, you could make yours as concentrated as you want, but yours still has a recommended application concentration, and that could be different for a liquid versus this granular too, because you're factored in, like, it's got this vehicle, which is probably this big old fat piece of, I don't know, something biosolid or something, right? So that has weight, so that drops the percentage right there, because it's, you know, anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I haven't done the math, but hopefully I would imagine it's at a rate where it actually works. But yeah, you're definitely paying for the convenience with that. I mean, that's exactly, small yard. I just need one bag, fine, $30 or whatever they charge for it. How much is it? I was going to look.
Mm-hmm.
But I know, like, I'll say this, like, every year I put down a grub prevention, and the last like 3 years, I still have grubs in the fall. Last year, it was only like in one of the corners by my mailbox. And so maybe that was an area where I didn't really get to, you know, get in there with the spreader or everything, but the rest of the lawn was fine. But the year before, I'd put the prevention down and I still had grubs bad. So then I had to run to the store like that night, buy the 24-hour killer and put that down, you know, and whatnot.
Yeah, it kind of freaks me out. Like, all my neighbors on our street, like, they're all having grub damage over the last year or two, and I just make sure I put myself. I don't think they did.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is it was a surprise to them.
See, to me, that's a prevention that I would encourage, just because let's just say it's $100, you know, to prevent it. You put one application down, so it's not like you got to do it every month. You're putting one application down right around this time of the year. Let's just say $100, but then if you do have them, then you have to get the 24-hour killer. Let's just say it's $100 to treat it as well. But then you got damage, you got repairs, there's more that comes with it. So to me, I would want to be on the front end of it and just prevent it from happening.
Yeah, like my neighbor across the street, their whole backyard, they said, is just gone. It's just dirt now because the grubs hit it and they hadn't prevented it. So now they're looking at reseeding or resodding, and that's going to get even more expensive than if they just did the prevention.
Yeah, I mean, when you have grubs, it's, you know, you have a little dead spot and you kind of just tug on it and it just pulls up, just like there's nothing there. And then you just start kind of pulling and pulling. It's like, by the time you're done, you have a section. You're grabbing a section this big and it turns into a section this big of just completely no roots, no nothing. And it's like it's one of those, like, gosh dang it, you know. But yeah, there's grubs everywhere. But that's kind of, I'm, you know, nervous to kind of do this irrigation here in a couple weeks. So I'm like, man, if I start digging and trenching and stuff, and I see a whole bunch of grubs, then I'm gonna have to, you know, like, that's another thing I'm gonna have to do. But at the same time, I'd rather catch them now than, you know, in the fall time when they've ate half the lawn. So
right, know where they're at and what they're doing.
So the question I was going to ask, like, is there a product for, let's say there's someone who has a lawn care business and, you know, budget, and you want to make profits and all that stuff. What is the best product for someone to buy? Like, you know, maybe like a bulk, you know, like, I mean, obviously the Acelloprin gallon, I think I saw was like, what, $1,700 or something like that.
Crazy.
It's like a couple $1,000 for a gallon, you know, and let's just say you have, like, you know, 10 acres to cover. Is there a product out there that's maybe not as aggressive, or it's a prevention? It's not a dual, you know, prevent and kill, that, like, you can get that way and spray down? Or is there anything out there like that?
I mean, you have different things like you have bifin, you have
Bifin.
you have mediacloprid, you have some different stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
but a lot of that is a contact kill that lasts a couple days. You know, like when I had the army worms originally,
Uh-huh.
the only thing that I had on hand was bifin,
Gotcha.
and the bifin killed them on contact.
That's not a
But
gotcha.
now the eggs that are laid that you don't see that
Mhm.
hatch a couple days later, you don't have a preventative like this that's in the plant and the root system.
Yep.
And this has a lot of different ways you can mix it. You know, like Papa said right there, 0.2 ounces. It depends on what you're
Mhm.
going after. You know, what pest you're going after, how strong you mix it. And then it also depends on how many months of residual you want. And I run it at the 16-ounce rate because I get 5 or 6 months. So I apply it here in the next few days and I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the year, basically.
Gotcha.
It's done.
Yep.
And you were saying that one is that's like the it inhibits like spinal nerve conduction or something like that.
I
Is that
think
how
it
that one
does. I
works?
think it basically
it-
makes them quit eating. They
So it
starve
doesn't
to death or
so
something.
it doesn't
I think
matter.
it attacks their nervous system.
Right. Yeah.
When
Okay.
is what I think how it works.
That
Yeah,
probably
because-
makes sense why is for both young ones and old ones and whatever. Like it doesn't matter where they're at. Like it'll work. Whereas the other one, they need to be young and feeding. I don't know.
But if you have a problem, you
It
can
sticks
handle
around.
bifin
Yeah.
contact. And then the other thing is you have like merit, a mediacloprid, but it's more of a timing. Like you need to time it when they're moving up, to catch them. Like it's got to be on the soil at a. This right here is just easy. This is just easy. I don't care where they're at in the soil. It's going to be in the plant. So when they decide to move, if it's July, August, June, tomorrow, and it's in the plant and they start moving up and they eat the roots, it's just took care of. That's the reason I like that. It's just easier. I don't have to time it or think about it,
Yeah.
Well, the Andersons
Yeah.
has bifin in it with the whatever it's called, the 7 product, right? That's a combo one too. So would that be a good option if somebody wanted to do a granular route? You think?
Yeah, that's got
I don't do any
2 different.
granules. I don't know.
No, that's all right. You don't
It's
gonna
got
mess with that.
bifin in.
Bifin in the car barrel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. And I wonder, like, how long does that kind of work for too?
And does it show like the percentages and stuff on it?
I can probably find that.
So Olee, you're saying bifin is not a preventative. That's more you have it, you spread it to
it's more of a contact.
Yeah.
Contact.
You see them, you got to kill them. Use bifin.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
It's good for mosquitoes. It's good for mosquitoes. Like it's getting ready to be time to. With the rain we've had the last couple of days, I'm getting ready to get the fogger out, the Birchmeyer backpack, and I'm getting ready to fog because mosquitoes are with this moisture and this humidity, they're jumping.
Gotcha. What never mind. Yeah, do you guys so like when you're like looking at this time of year, insects are starting to, pop and all that stuff. Do you go after like if you're going to go to the big box store and just buy something, do you look for one that kills, let's just say, 80 different types of insects, or are you specifically targeting like a specific insect? Is that what you're looking for? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you just saying, I want to make sure I don't have any of these out there, so I'm just going to use this product that's got everything? Or do you specifically say, I'm only targeting grubs, or I'm only targeting army worms, or I'm only targeting mosquitoes?
I think the biggest thing is you got to know your area, right? So like, I moved into Utah. I wasn't too sure in the beginning what kind of insects were out and about. So I was just trying to get something that would kill 80 different insects to make sure they, didn't show up. But I think as time goes on, you kind of start seeing what's the bigger culprits in your area. And I think it's better to target them specifically, or maybe there's something that can take care of a handful of them or something like that. Because I feel like,
and most of them all target the same insects.
Yeah. But I feel like, if you get something that only does a couple compared to 80, you may not have as much of that certain chemical that or ingredient that's supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so, I think that is, if you're trying to target something specific, you need something a little bit more concentrated and a little stronger
Yeah.
than what
I will
those wide range ones do.
I will say that I've noticed that, like late fall when, big box stores start clearing everything out, a lot of times you can get the insect killer like really cheap. Like you can get a bag
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
$5 sometimes. Was right now it's probably $35, whatever, for a bag, but that you get to like late fall, they'll clearance that down to real cheap. And I'm always like sitting there like, I should buy a few bags, and then you let it sit around the shelf. I've done it the last couple of years. Some of the Bio Advance, it's been on clearance out, so I'd buy it and throw it in the garage, and then next spring come out and use it.
Yeah.
But so
no, that's smart too. I think we all wait till fall time to see those.
Yeah. So that's
Sales go on.
That's your big jug. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah, but this is just like what Papa brought up. This right here will get you pollinators. So you have to be careful where you spray it, or you'll have all the bee people on you.
Mm.
So what's the price difference on that, Olee, compared to the 4 ounces?
This is a gallon.
Yeah.
And it probably costs the same as that.
Is that one?
It probably does. I don't know. I've had that for a while. It's pretty dirty.
Well, you probably use more of it, right? It's not a.
Well,
maybe
honestly,
as
this has never been open because once, like I say, when I used to use Merit, which is the same active ingredients, that's the other thing is a lot of this stuff has different names, but it can have the same active ingredient.
Yeah,
but
so
this is more of a timing thing. Like I say, it has to be down at a certain time.
Which one?
So we're immediate clover. So it has to be down and watered in, a certain zone of the soil to when they decide they're coming up and they're chewing, you're able to get them. If your timing is off, you didn't do any good.
What's the residual?
Like
how long does it last? How long does it stay active?
That's the reason this is so simple. I know it costs more money, but it's so simple. Like you get it down early, it's a preventative, it stays there. You got months of protection, and you just worry about fertilizing and making stripes and watching the KOTG, and you don't have to worry about all this other shit.
Enjoying the mow.
I was at Menards over the weekend, and I was just, anytime I'm there, I usually go back to the garden center and walk the fertilizers and just see like what maybe new products they have, because it seems like Menards always every year they have like a new like all natural
trying something. Yeah,
like they have basically a mock of Milorganite and stuff like that. So I just check prices, just kind of mess around. And, but so when I was out there, I was actually looking at the like Grub X, knowing that we had the show coming up. They have a Menards brand grub prevention, all that. And so I was looking at the labels and stuff like that just to see the difference between the ingredients. And their grub prevention was that the one that you have with the eye, the
imidacloprid.
Yeah, however you pronounce it. It's that one in there. And it was like it's 0.2% is what it was in the bag. So
and that one, let me see I think Scott's picture had a percentage on theirs. Let me see. What was
but see, that also depends on how much
different ingredient,
how much you apply.
Yeah, I mean at the rate, you know what I mean? At the suggested rate. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. Like you do need to. I've learned that you need to read the labels of things, right?
Oh
like,
yeah, 100%.
You can look at this bag and it's like, oh yeah, it kills this, this, and this, and it's this price, and you're like, okay, that sounds good, but you go look at the couple bags down, and it probably is a little stronger. Probably costs a little bit more, but you're gonna get a better product out of that.
Well, like an example, I was at the store looking for ant killer, and they had like the ready to spray that you just spray right on it. It was let's just say $30, and then the concentrate was right next to it. It was $30. The concentrate was actually a little bit stronger, and it makes way more. Once you actually mix it down and everything, so it was way more. So at the end of the day, it was better to buy the concentrate because it'll go farther, but then you don't have the ease of just grabbing the bottle and just spraying it wherever. You have to have your own sprayer. You have to mix it, and you got to do all that stuff as well.
Yeah, so I think the best, summing this all up is definitely prevent it before it happens. Because, like you said, you're going to spend money to prevent it, or you're going to spend a lot more money to kill it and then replace, more seed to lay down or more sod to redo or whatever. It's cheaper right now to prevent than it is to get it all back and going.
Yeah.
Especially with the army ones, right?
Yeah. And we're all friends of Chemical Warehouse, just like Olee's hat says. They've got some usually some good deals on all this preventative or contact killing stuff that you need. So take a look at Chemical Warehouse. What is it? Just chemicalwarehouse.com?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Chemicalwarehouse.com for all your bug killing needs.
Fungicides, herbicides, pesticides, you name it.
Yeah.
And
time
it's
to start
the way
looking.
the rain's been here the last couple of days. It's getting ready to be fungicide time.
Yeah. Prevention's always better than treating, for sure. All right. Well, we've kind of been teasing some other stuff going on. Nate, we got no.
No, I'm saying I didn't find one. If that's
Oh, okay. Well, no. We got a special guest that's been sitting in the backstage here for a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and bring him on. Bring him onto our stage. And hey,
look at this guy.
Up, you guys.
Look who it is.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you just great.
Yeah, we're sitting in the garage, and we're in the middle of like major storms. So if the power goes out, if the tornado alarms go off, I'm going to have to bolt. But nothing's going to keep me from this. Good to see y'all.
It's good to see you
too, man.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back on.
Last time I saw you, we were at GIE or the Equip Expo, and you were just kind of debuting everything, and now they're finally hitting the market, it looks like.
Yeah, what a crazy show that was, man. It's still a blur. So many great things came from that. I mean, we can't wait to go back, but, it was a big product of that show that got us to this point today. And, I've talked to you guys in the past, but again, I remember coming on a few years ago and starting with the Lawn Striper Classic and then moving on to the Generation 3. And then now it's a really big day for us. It's been a couple of years of work, fine tuning, and I'm just grateful for, you guys and the community out there, because without you all, there's no way we could have gotten to this point. And we're pretty pumped up. I got to admit, I'm pumped up about this. I cannot wait to get these into the hands of people out there and get the feedback.
Yeah. So I guess for those that aren't aware, what do you have there? What are you excited about? What are you all jacked up about?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know this, but we're doing kind of the world premiere. It just went live on our site, which is, you can go to patternyourlawn.com or sblawnsystems.com. But what we have here is our newest, greatest premium line striping system known to mankind. I'm kidding. But this is what we're calling the GC Pro Series. And what this GC Pro Series is our Generation 3 roller, which has grooves in it, which lays that grass down even better than our Classic for, a really, really nice stripe. But what's really cool about this one is, hopefully you all can see, and I'll bring the computer down later, but it's got an adjustable brush. So not only are you hitting it with the Generation 3 grooved roller, you're hitting it with a brush. So I call it the 1-2 punch. And some of these stripes that this system is laying down, I joke around, but I'm kind of serious. I can't wait for someone out there to put these against a real mower. and see if you can tell the difference, if the heights are the same. I'm just really stoked about this and the stripe that it lays down. And plus it's, how would you say, it's more commercial grade, it's more pro grade. It's that pro grade consumer, that really diehard lawn enthusiast. We got a full steel shell, and there's a lot of other features. I could go on forever, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just excited to be on.
No, please do. Well, I do have some pictures you sent over that actually will show some of the stripes that you're talking about. See if we can make it a little bit bigger here.
Yeah.
We got this one.
So that one right there was the GC production ready prototype from last fall. And you can tell it's even cloudy out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always in pursuit of the perfect stripe. So the details mean a lot to me. And as you can tell with those stripes, not only are they popping, but there's really no tire marks.
Yeah, that's true. You really see it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know what the height of cut is on that? Do you recall?
I think that was like 3.5, maybe 3.25. No, because that Greenworks either 3 or 3.5.
Okay, so that's right about where I'm at right now. But
Yeah.
I got some old grass. Mine's not as fine and sexy as that.
But again, that was from fall with cloudy conditions.
Yeah, I know, that's awesome.
And I mulched everything in, and I'm like, holy cats, this stripe is pretty serious. I sent that picture to you guys, kind of setting up the garage here.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that's great. Here's another one.
Yeah. And I did this single, double single, which is one of my favorites.
And what mower do you have it attached to? What is that?
Yeah, so that one is that new Greenworks 80-volt electric. I'm pretty impressed with that thing. That's a commercial grade, but the thing is a beast. And then obviously right here, we have my decked out, blacked out Toro Time Master, which is a favorite as well. I have the Milwaukee Tool M18 right here. So the beauty of these systems is we have this new Gen 3 clamping system. Let me see if I think I got one. And I know you guys are familiar with it, but these new, these lawnmower manufacturers are creating all these different types of handlebars. It's not just your standard round handlebar anymore, which was a huge challenge for us, but we figured it out. So, these are our Gen 3 clamps. And what's cool about this is each clamp has inserts. And these inserts just pop into the clamp, and that gives you conformity to the mower that you have. So hopefully you can kind of see it here.
Mm-hmm.
But again, what we're really proud of is not only
you guys have how much I saw the website. You guys have quite a list of mowers where folks can kind of choose their mower and go. Are you guys going to continue to expand on your list of mowers that will fit with all the different shapes and sizes?
We're constantly improving. Like for instance, Ego just came out with a 22-inch aluminum deck, and it's a brand new handlebar design. We'll have something ready for that in 60, 90 days.
Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah. That's pretty nimble. That's quick.
Yeah.
Is that within that 90-day window to return it when you're done getting your molds in it, whatever you need to do, or scanning it for your 3D printers and stuff? All right, now give the damn mower back. Too many damn mowers.
And what's cool too is let's say our customers change mowers. They can simply call us and say, "Hey, get me inserts that fit blah." And
very cool.
We're starting to actually include all inserts with our Generation 3 system. We're not certain we're going to do it with the GC Pro series yet, but we're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, I just can't wait to get these out there, because there's going to be some really, really sick stripe lawns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some
Like-
nice ones.
One of the things I noticed right away at the Equip Expo was the new like pivot point. That's an upgrade, because before you just had like the hook,
Yeah.
and now you have basically like a different type of pivots. I don't know if you want to touch on that real quick.
Yeah, no. So I'll demonstrate real quick if that's cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Definitely.
With this being more commercial grade and all steel frame, and we're really proud of the build. There's these little details that people will see that hopefully are like, wow, that's built strong. But one of the critical components that I was just a diehard of is we have to go to a ball joint. So this ball joint still allows the system to turn and easily be removed. All you have is this little pin. You turn this little coupler, we call it, and it simply comes off.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll try to show you, but that's the new ball joint.
Yeah, that's one of for me, the big kind of selling points was the ease of taking off the roller. And that's why I preferred you guys initially over competitors, where you could just kind of pull it off the hook, because I store my mowers, upright, on the side of my garage. So I need to be able to do that quickly. Or, if I want to go around the yard without it on, I can easily take it off and then put it back on or whatever. And that sounds like this seems to make it even easier yet than before, which is nice to have that convenience factor, but it doesn't kind of sacrifice on it being secure too. Because sometimes, you worry about that hook getting like, bent or whatever by being too rough with it when I'm slamming it up and pulling it down. But yeah, that seems pretty tough. And that way you don't have a hook hanging out that could get messed up.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that one. It's strong. And another cool thing is, when your grass is under stress, when you don't want to stripe, when it's too wet of conditions, you can simply take this off within seconds, right?
Yeah.
We incorporated this nice handle, which is kind of neat. But then you also see these little bumper guards here, as well as on our corner tubes, because this is a premium line for us. I want to take care of my equipment. I don't want to get scratched up within the first couple uses, but this will protect when you use your bagger, because this system does work with baggers.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as this unit is turning, it's bumping against the corner tubes, but we have a sleeve there that protects it. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And then another cool feature, it's a little dirty, sorry, but see how true that roll is? It just goes and goes and goes. That's really important with batteries. You don't want to have a lot of drag on your roller. You don't want a lot of friction.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the true comes into play. And then here's your adjustable brush. So let's say that's fall. You got leaves, but you still want to have a little stripe. Bring that brush up. It's prime time season. Bring that brush all the way down for maximum bend. And what's cool too is you can let it float. You don't have to lock this down. You can just let it float with the terrain. So again, I'm going way off.
Steve, there's a question. Somebody wants to know if you put sand in that model, or where do you get the weight from?
Absolutely. It's the same as our Generation 3 and our Classic. I stress dry sand. Don't do wet sand.
Yes.
We put it all over the manual. The reason being, I get it. like this hole is pretty small. And if it's wet sand, you got to sit there and it takes forever. Dry sand will just funnel in. People don't understand that if we make that hole any bigger, it jeopardizes the integrity of the roller. So I would love to make this a big hole, but we just can't.
Sure.
So
you just got to set the sand out in like a little play bucket for a while and stir it after work every now and then until a couple weeks later in the garage, it'll be dry. It's you just got to be patient and then you can get it in there. Cause it is a huge pain to try to move around the wet sand down a funnel or anything. It's not going to move.
I get it. And I'm just grateful people only have to do it once.
So what's with those being, metal versus the plastic, is there a significant weight difference, increase in weight now, or is the roller still obviously the roller is the majority of the weight, but does that make a difference at all?
Yeah, it's going to make some difference. And that's a great question. And I want to get the exact numbers to everybody. But I got to wait until I get my hands on the production version, so on the 21, the sand pack is going to be the same, about 12 to 14 pounds, depending if you really pack it in. The more weight, the better the stripe, right? But you don't want way too much weight because then you're mashing the grass. That's the last thing you want to do. But it'll be a couple pounds more. That's what we're guessing than the Generation 3.
Right on. Very cool.
Yeah.
So then what sizes are options for this product?
Great question. So obviously this is our GC Pro 21, which will fit the mass majority of walk behind residential 20 to 22 inch walk behind lawnmowers on the market today. If you go to the website and you see the drop down, every major brand basically is there. What we're really pumped up about too is the new GC30. So again, this is on the Time Master, but you can put it on a Greenworks, you can put it on a Skag, you can put it on a DR Power, you can put it on the new Ryobi 30. And I'm certain these manufacturers are going to be putting more and more 30s out there because I love this mower. I really do. And yeah, that's what's neat about the GC30. And yes, we're working on new sizes. So we wanted to launch these two, see what the community thinks, how our customers, the feedback is so important. I have a lot of confidence in it. But if this goes well for us, we'll keep on expanding.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I'm excited about that brush. That's going to be, I think that'll be significant. The roller's helpful, but not having the finer blades throughout. I have a lot of different size blades in my yard, so it gets, it's not as clean as Nate's yard or even Olee. So I'm excited to see if the brush would make a big difference there too. I think it will, but.
And another side benefit with the brush, people don't, I didn't anticipate this. A lot of us mulch, right?
Yep.
So, if there's moisture or if you're a little tall, those darn clumps that you're always getting, that brush will help break that up. Which is
awesome. It's helpful too.
Yeah, it is.
Gives you a cleaner look and maybe pushes some of that down to the, down faster. I don't know.
Yeah, down to the soil. So, again, I just want to thank everybody out there, including you guys. And always in pursuit of that perfect stripe, That's my new.
Yeah.
I go a little crazy about this stuff.
So what's the price point of the two different models you guys are going to go with now? And then I imagine, shipping is going to be a factor too, because those things get pretty big.
Oh, guys. Yeah. Don't talk about shipping. We were not anticipating that. We are launching it with a flat rate shipping at $24 because we don't expect, our customers to pay $40, $50, even $60 shipping, or some of these are going to be. It's not only weight, but box size, but whatever. So on the GC 21, we're at $269.95. On the 30, $369.95. Now, again, we understand, that's a good chunk of change, but it is a premium product. And we are confident that people are going to enjoy. And if not, you know me well enough, let us know. We back our products up. And, you can always, the Generation 3 system is an awesome option too. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say, are you guys going to still kind of produce those? And, for folks that, kind of want to get that entry level in a sense, or that, core product, you guys are going to continue to provide those too?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, that's at $174.95 on our site. So, as we continue to grow, that 174 level is the starting point. And then you're up to a 30 on, $369.95.
Yeah.
And
then that
a year or two, we'll be doing commercial Z's and all that other fun stuff.
And then I know at the Equip Expo, you had some potential attachments for these as well. I know you're not there yet, just in our conversations, but that was pretty cool to see the possibility. And I don't know if I want to open up the can of worms of what that was and everything, but the people that are there saw it, but yeah, I mean, there's more in the works. There's more opportunities for this unit to have like some attachments of different functions and stuff like that, which I thought was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you brought it up, man, because we are working on our first one that we're going to be doing is what I'm calling a light dethatcher. Okay, it's not your grab, deep root, rip it up, but it's healthy for the grass and the turf, once, twice, 3 times a season, just do a light dethatch. And we are working on, if you can see this, the user can simply unscrew these screws, slide out the brush, and put something else in there.
Oh, very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. We wanted to have that ready, but there's so much development and costs associated with that. We wanted to get this out because I've been working on this for 2+ years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I wish I could have found one of our original prototypes, like our conceptuals, and put it side by side for you, but it's at the shop. You would just be like, wait, it started like this in here? Holy cats.
Well, you guys were able to make it far more compact, so that brush didn't hang out as far, right? I think that was an issue at the beginning, was like, are you going to kick it with your foot or something? But this is like, it's right up against there, that's pretty cool how you guys got it so close. Yeah.
You can kind of see it. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then our production versions are actually having an 1/8 inch more of range. I know it's just an 1/8 of an inch, but it makes a difference when you're laying stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Definitely makes
Some people cut their grass at 1/8 of an inch, so
Right.
So if something were to happen to that brush, are you guys going to eventually, or at some point, have it where you can get replacements if you need to? Hey man, I did something, or something happened, I need to get a new brush head. Is that something you guys would work on with customer service or whatever for folks?
Absolutely. And with today's launch, we also kind of launched an updated website. We now have a parts page.
Oh, very cool.
And we also have some apparel.
Oh, nice.
So, we're moving in the right direction, I think.
So
awesome.
That is the little pullover you got on there. Is that going to be on the apparel website?
Not yet. Because we got some T-shirts and a sweatshirt. So, there's our parts page.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's all for Generation 3 because we're doing part numbers for all the parts with the GC Pro, but they will be.
Awesome. Very cool.
Oh, look at that.
There's some
Nice.
apparel.
A hoodie. Some shirt.
We
What
got
does the shirt
one
say?
that I think is every lawn deserves stripes, and you can click on one of them if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
And then we got one that says pursuit of the perfect stripe. And those hoodies are the real deal. And we're going to continue. We'll keep on adding some things.
Cool.
Nice.
And again, we're all about quality. You know, t-shirts are t-shirts, but you know,
If it doesn't fit right, I'm not wearing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got a bajillion shirts in my closet and I rotate the same 7. My
Yeah.
coworkers probably think I'm a child with the number of same shirts I wear every week.
yeah, they're the real deals. I mean, I wear it way too much.
Nice.
So, you know, in recap, guys, again, just thank you. I'm so excited about this. I can't wait.
So you said as of right now, this is live today, like what, an hour ago, 20 minutes ago, is now orders are live. You can go in there, you can go to the website, you can order your unit, and when your unit's going to ship out.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right. We are live. We are good to go on the new GC Pro Series. We're taking orders. We had a list going on, and now we're public. So it's going really well, by the way. And again, I'm not trying to be some sales. We have limited quantities. That's not some sales tactic. It's just we didn't want to commit to a ton of volume at this point. But to answer your question, each of these GC units is hand assembled. I'm going to be part of each one of these because I'm very particular. Orders will start shipping out next week.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those that hop on, put that order in today, and then you're going to basically be assembling them and getting them shipped in the mail next week.
Yep.
So we could be seeing some Memorial Day GC stripes.
Ooh, yeah.
I know I'm going to submit some. I haven't striped all season long. I refused to until I got the GC live.
Nice.
And I can't wait to get out there this weekend.
So for those of you in the chat, and some may know, some may not know, but what do you think GC stands for? For those of you in the chat, type what you think it is in the chat. I'm just kind of curious what if everyone knows what it stands for, or if that's an unknown. But I don't know if that's been widely shared. Like, you know, the GC Pro Series, what does GC stand for? So we'll let them type that in there, and maybe not even give the answer, and we can just see what that comes about.
I remember how we came up with that. I don't know who it was, but at some point we were early on with the concept.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, wow, that's blah.
Mm.
And I'm like, yeah, everybody's using that. But then I'm like, yeah, GC.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Oh, I like that one. George Clooney.
Yeah, wrong answers only, I guess. Grass comb, that's a good one.
There you go.
That's a very good one.
I was gonna say great googly moogly, but that doesn't. There's no C in that one.
Great googly moogly. My wife says that all the time.
Grass contouring. Those are some good answers, actually.
Yeah, man. Green central. Yeah.
Good color.
Good color.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Good contrast. There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, Steve, anything else you want to kind of end with? Like I said, we appreciate you coming on and announcing that, you know, the product is ready. I know you've been working on it for a couple of years, and you know, obviously, you probably got a lot of sleepless nights and just, you know, a lot of effort on your end. You know, and you know, a lot of people might not know that, but you know, you guys aren't a big manufacturing company with CEOs and, you know, VPs and all that. It's just you and one other person, right?
Yeah, and that's what I love about our customer service and our product quality. And you know, we work with phenomenal Midwestern vendors and industrial design firms, and you know, we're so blessed to be partnered up with so many great companies. But in terms of having huge overhead, we don't have that.
Yep.
And my partner, Stefan, who was at the show, and I'm Steve, we're hands-on with everything. And we're fighting all the time because, I want to spend the money. He wants to make the money,
Yeah.
And it's a great win-win. And I look back at how we started in this garage, with the whole story of, going to a ballpark, asking the question of a groundskeeper. He showed me I didn't have a bankroll to buy professional turf equipment like that. So I started tinkering around. Then I ordered a kit. Then it broke and it voided my warranty and it wouldn't turn and it couldn't use my bagger. And I just started making some stuff in the garage, which I'm a big fan of DIYers, right? And then that thing got under the deck one day. I almost lost my right side of the face. And then I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And we did it. And then we took the dive and made it to what it is today. And we're proud of it. But we're also very cognizant about our customers and the feedback and always trying to improve. It means a lot to us. So that's me. And that's my partner stuff. We care a lot.
Awesome.
So
yeah, that's awesome.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks for joining us, Striper Steve. It was awesome having you on again.
thank you. And thanks to everybody out there for all your support. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email, a text, contact me via the website, whatever the case be. We're here to help.
Yeah,
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Light Chat, for coming on.
See you later.
All right. Go Hawks.